You're watching Down at the Barns, following the stories of people and their love of classic cars. Everything from restoration to electric conversion. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode. Welcome to Down the Barns. Today we're here with Nick from ECOClassics. We've got this vehicle which is called the Formula Foundation, which is a single-seater car. Now Nick, this originally had an engine in it. Can you explain what that's all about?
Yeah, so the car was developed by a company called RSR Technology, based up at Snetterton. And they wanted to come up with a reasonable cost formula car, right? To run in maybe junior championship, something like that. Mm-hmm. And they put a 1.6 Ford engine in the back.
Right.
They put it transversely across the back, keep the costs down, space frame chassis, but with the latest safety technology. So it's got all the head restraint and halo on the front here. So it conforms to all the very latest standards, very safe car. But they approached us to say, can you make it electric?
Right, okay. So my understanding is this could be the first ever single-seater electric vehicle, is that right?
Well, there's obviously Formula E out there, right?
Yeah.
But at a national level, we believe it's going to be the first electric single-seater in the UK.
Right, that's quite exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, Brscc are up for being the promoters for the car.
Right.
And we're talking about potentially starting rounds next year.
Brilliant.
Right?
Okay.
So this car doesn't quite look finished at the moment. Will be up and running in about a week's time, and that we'll roll it out at that point. Start testing it, but also showing prospective customers.
Yeah.
And then see if there's a market for it, and if we can get enough orders to build some for a championship.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the idea behind it.
Yeah.
But we've got
Very
to
exciting to try it out.
get this together and get it out there on the road, right?
Yeah. So tell us about your motor. What's happening?
So it's pretty much our standard motor. It's what we put into the Mini, right?
Yeah.
So it's 120 kilowatt, 160 horsepower through the reduction box, and then direct drive out onto the axles. So we put the shortest ratio that we've got available in here, just to get maximum acceleration. At the end of the day, the car's probably going to do about 130 mile an hour top speed.
Right.
Well, 0 to 60 we believe in about 3.5 seconds. That's kind of the calculation at the moment. Range, I mean, it's a relatively small car, right? So this is the battery pack here. It's got 9 1P12S modules in there, which means that we've got, it'll run at 450 volts peak. It's got about about 20 kilowatt hour usable energy there.
Right.
So we believe it's going to run for at least 20 minutes, right? The idea is that we've got a 20-minute qualifying session, some charging time, 20-minute race, 20-minute qualifying, charging time, and then race at the end of the day. So the day does need to be scheduled, right, to be able to do that, because this car initially won't have fast charge. We've had a big debate around, do we put fast charge on it or not? So this initial car won't have it. It'll have 7 kilowatt charger on there. Take about 2 hours to charge, and we're going to have to manage that within the time available on the race day. So it's not just about the car, it's about that whole infrastructure of how do you actually get 20 of these cars onto the grid.
Yeah, so it's a prototype, isn't it? It's the first
this
one
is very
out.
much a prototype, right? I mean, it's got to conform to all the Motorsport Association regulations as well. So we've been going through that and understanding what lights we need on the car to indicate whether the system's armed or not, whether it's actually in drive. And then there's this whole thing that we don't generally get involved in around data logging on the car and things, right? And how do we collect that data? Do we bring it back into our control system? Do we bring it into the dashboard? So there's a whole level of complexity that we don't normally deal with on a conversion, but it's going into the waste class. So it's a completely new avenue for us, but it's, hey, pretty exciting. Right?
It is very exciting, yeah. Can't wait to get in and try it out. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Have you worked out what cost this would cost to actually buy something like this? Have you thought about that?
We're going through that at the moment, but
Yeah.
I think it's going to probably end up around about 65,000. I think is kind of where we really want it to come out.
Yeah.
It's still not cheap, right? But for an electric waste car, I think that's pretty good value.
And I guess once you've got them organised, that'll come down over time anyway, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
right? There's always opportunity to take cost out, right? So
Yeah.
but I think that first one, once we've got this up and running and proven it out, then we'll see what the marketplace will do, right?
Okay, so we'll bring you updates on this little project in the very near future, but for now, please subscribe to the channel and we'll see you next time down the barns.